first of all, the title of your film only got my attention, and then I watched the trailer. And it was so fascinating. Especially, I'm not really into cats, but I really appreciate the cat's name, which is Meowzaki.
Yes.
Named after Miyazaki. So I want to first ask you, have you been introduced to Miyazaki so far? Have you watched both of you?
I've watched everything Miyazaki's made.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why did he have to be in the film?
In the film.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not a very profound answer, I'm afraid. I thought if I ever have a cat of my own, and I should tell my kids, we should name him Meowzaki, just to make my kids laugh. And that's really, so that name has stayed with me for a while. And then when I set out to make a film with a boy and a girl and a cat, I said that the cat needs to be Meowzaki, even if in real life our cat's called Paro. Right? So yeah. So that's really the origin, or at least the Meowzaki part of it. The rest, you must watch the film and
I will.
figure it out. Yeah.
From what I gather from the trailer, you play a character who's lost his wife, and he's going to therapy. He's also struggling as a father, and there's a very moving glimpse of you where you're in your therapist's lap, who's played by Mandira Bedi, in her lap, and you're breaking down. How difficult was that scene? I know that we will watch the film and we'll know how you arrived at that. But for you, how difficult was that?
It would have been more difficult if it was not written it is not a role which is written organically and sort of convincingly, credibly made the actor who is playing the role, believe to come to that space. So it becomes easier. When I say easier, I mean that the emotional journey, for the want of a better word, it is a journey. You start with something, and then in film what happens is that you shoot, but in our film we shot most of the time, I guess, chronologically.
Almost,
so which was
linear.
Almost linear. So which was because we were shooting in the similar space, so it was pretty easier than any other film, because sometimes you do that scene before because of the want of location, you have to go back somewhere else and all that. So it was definitely easier, but to do it convincingly and not go over the top, and yet it is there, and you also have to remember that we are also, I don't know how much you follow that or not. We're doing it also for Indian audience in a way, and also every society has their own conditioning of how much they show and how much they don't show. The Japan, you go, there is a very different kind of acting. Italians are different kind. Hollywood style is, you go to Russia and Scandinavia. I did a Scandinavian film. And the director was asking me not to show at all. So less. This is very difficult to do, and because that's the culture in a particular society, and then your films, your storytelling would reflect that kind of a psychological makeup and behavior. So to remember all that and to do it convincingly as well, it was tough. But I guess if you have a director who is continuously like this, looking at you, and coming back to you with the directions, which are very, very to the point and clinical sometimes emotional, which sort of was helped me through. And so yeah, credit, if I get good acting, then 70% goes to, because he has to take the call all the time. Not happening. So when it doesn't happen, also his fault.
I absolutely always say if the film works, it's because the performances work. If it doesn't, it's because the direction didn't work. It is. I mean, in the end, that's exactly how it is. Yeah.
My favorite this subgenre of coming of age movies is you as the stern father. I'm sure I'm yet to watch this one, but and I'm yet to watch 52 Blue.
Okay. Yeah.
But I can see glimpses of that. But obviously, the enduring one is you in Life of Pi.
Right, of course, yes.
And of course, there's that conflict is different. I mean, your son wants to change his religion, so I don't blame you. But what was your conversation with Ang Lee like on how to play that, how to pitch that father, and how to play out those scenes?
Zero conversation.
Okay.
Because I think what he does is that basically telling you very in short, because he took thousands of auditions, and then he found Pi, and probably another 1,000 to find the younger versions, and also my role that I played. He took lots of auditions in India, abroad, all the Indians who live abroad, the actors there. And then he takes time to cast, and once he casts, he completely trusts the actor. He gave me one instruction, and he came to my ear and said during that scene where I'm feeding the goat, he comes to me and says, with a folded hand, Adil, can you put 10% affection to your sternness? That's all he said in terms of direction. And he whispers into my ear. So it's not only his words that I understood, but also I felt what he wanted. So it's so easier to increase 10% affection or reduce 10% sternness or whatever, you know. Yeah, that's the only direction I got from him in the entire film. Otherwise, he'll take few takes and that's it. And of course, he shoots 2 or 3 shots a day.
Oh,
not even scene, shots. Luxury.
Wow.
I'm sorry about it. Sorry you wouldn't have that. Probably not.
Oh my God.
Agle janam mein shayad.
I'm just thinking of Tinkistan, my web series. 600 minutes of content in 70 days.
No, God, it's terrible.
I have to ask you then that obviously making an indie film is not easy.
Yes.
And but what is harder? Is it making it or is it releasing the film, especially in Indian market?
Well, I think releasing it. I think it's releasing it because, but it's different. It's different experiences for different films.
Yeah.
My first film, I made it independently. I made it with my own money. I poured my own bank balance into it and made it. I had no clue what I was going to do with it. I thought if it doesn't go anywhere, I'll put it on YouTube because it's just a story I wanted to tell. I didn't know. But then it went the whole festival route. It went all over the world, won lots of awards, and then got picked up by Hotstar, Netflix. Yeah. I mean, 9 years later, it's still on Apple TV and Hotstar. So it was all right. I mean, looking back, that was a picnic. It was a breeze. Though I was broke for the whole year of festival visits, I was like, okay, where will I get the money for the visa? They're sending me the ticket and the accommodation is very posh, but the visas are expensive. Exactly. So I was like, that was a breeze in comparison. Now this film, the production was beautiful. I mean, we had a really lovely producer. They said they loved the script. They said, okay, we trust you. And we made and we weren't shooting in a tearing rush. We took 34 days to shoot this, and it was lovely. It was nothing really felt rushed except for 1 or 2 days when the rain disrupted something or whatever. But then thereafter, it's been a journey. I mean, we even have had censor issues. So, yeah. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it's the truth.
Every film has censored.
So we had. So it took a while.
Almost.
It took a little while. It's 3 years since our festival run, and 2.5 actually.
Then what were those issues in such a sweet-looking movie?
That's a question I truly ask. What is the problem with using the word Brahmin?
Yeah.
What is the problem with using the word Muslim, But then I think the answers lie in the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Let's leave it at that.
This indie film, his answer reminded me of a quote that you said a few years ago that, I do these mainstream films to subsidize my love for, theatre and indie films. You've also expressed your reservations against films like Animal. So when mainstream films are like that and you kind of want to distance from them, then how do you still subsidize?
I had been, as I said in the last interview as well, that I'm one of the luckiest actors who had been offered roles from different parts of the country and the world, and as well as from the mainstream genre as well. Like tonight, there is a release of theatre trailer release of the most expensive Netflix show in India this year.
Operation Safed
Sagar.
Yeah.
So they pay me very well. Then another show is releasing on the same day as 24th of July called Musafir Cafe.
Yeah.
They paid me very well there. And so I keep... So the thing is, when I say paid me very well in comparison to other people, maybe I'm being paid very little. But I have made my life and I have created my life in such a way so that I can sustain both.
Yeah.
Like these are my expenses, so I cut down my expenses. Somehow I've been lucky enough to be able to do that, and I'm very happy about it.